NBC7's Nightly Check-In is sponsored by Bill Howe Plumbing, Heating and Air, Flood and Restoration.
We know how.
They're one of the most challenging businesses to reopen right now, tourist attractions. Tonight, we're getting more of an idea on how theme parks can safely reopen, including SeaWorld and Legoland. Thank you for joining us for the Nightly Check-In. I'm Catherine Garcia. Today, representatives from 3 major San Diego attractions, SeaWorld, Legoland, and USS Midway Museum, had a call with county leaders to talk about what they need to do to safely reopen. One of the biggest issues was talking about limiting capacity. The San Diego Tourism Bureau has already posted protocols for when attractions get the green light to reopen. They include temperature screenings and masks, clear signage of social distancing, extra cleaning, and a lot more. SeaWorld, Legoland, and USS Midway Museum say they will be ready to open on July 1st if they can get cleared by state officials. Governor Newsom says guidelines for reopening California gyms could be coming within a week. He made that comment during a digital roundtable with the fitness industry earlier today. During that roundtable, gym owners spoke about how the closing of gyms has really affected them and then their employees. A coach from a San Diego MMA gym took part in the discussion, and she spoke about how the gym and its members have handled the closure.
A lot of sleepless nights for sure, but we've been able to do Zoom classes without the contact. So we've been able to make it up to this point. At the same time, it is Muay Thai, it is Jiu-Jitsu. So we're kind of waiting to move forward.
While the roundtable participants agreed shutting down gyms was the right decision, many said they need to reopen safely with guidelines soon to save their businesses. Rady Children's Hospital is partnering with county public health officials to launch a new program that will test as many as 2,000 children, their families, and medical caregivers a day.
It's 5% of our cases are children. But we think for a moment, those children have parents and siblings. And so it's not just the children and the asymptomatic carriers that we are hunting this virus to get to ensure we can make sure health care is provided to those children and families, but are curbing the spread of the COVID virus.
So this effort is called the COVID Collaborative for Children. Rady Children's officials said testing will be expanded to all of its satellite clinics and affiliated primary care offices starting next week. Families will have the option to have their children tested during their regular visits with healthcare providers. The hospital said it will start with 400 tests a day and then during the next few weeks, grow that to 2,000 tests per day. Parents will not be able to schedule appointments just for testing. Here are the latest numbers on coronavirus in San Diego. Our positive test average is slightly up from yesterday, 3%. That's 101 new cases out of more than 3,000 tests reported today. San Diego is close to 7,000 total confirmed cases. 6 more San Diegans have died. That brings the total to 255 people. The future is uncertain for some colleges and universities across the country. Even before the global pandemic wreaked havoc on the economy, some institutions were facing financial hardships after years of cuts in state funding for higher education. Now falling enrollment and retention rates because of COVID-19, as well as summer program cancellations and significant declines in donations, it's all taken another toll on cash-strapped colleges. Summer-like temperatures are in full swing. Will tomorrow be as hot? Dagmar joins us next after a quick break.
NBC7's Nightly Check-In is sponsored by Bill Howe Plumbing, Heating and Air, Flood and Restoration.
Call 1-800-BILL-HOWE. Bill Howe. We know how.
Bill Howe is open to provide customers with repairs and services. We have taken additional measures to keep our customers and technicians safe. We will continue to provide San Diego with trusted, exceptional service.
Because we know how.
Your Thursday is looking spectacular out there. For today, you will continue to see mostly blue skies, a little bit of some of that low cloud along the coastal zones. But other than that, you're really going to end up seeing predominantly clear skies. So the coast will end up right around the low 70s. A bit of a cool down begins now. Same story for the inland valleys. You're looking at the low 80s. Mountains, you'll see the mid 80s. And the deserts, you're looking at about 105. Still hot. And remember, the excessive heat warning there stays in effect until Friday night at 7 p.m.
A local nonprofit is helping people with disabilities during these pandemic times. Options for All has been in San Diego for a long time, the past 35 years. Before COVID-19, employees would physically take those enrolled in the program to different activities and jobs. Well, now they're getting creative. Thanks to Zoom, the group is now offering film production, editing, and costume design classes online. Their main mission is to help developmentally disabled adults find jobs and interact with others, which is so crucial during this time.
I mean, there's thousands of more persons that we've shown oh my gosh, we can find people, for example, that are living in remote areas that can't really be reached. It's not functional, right, to drive there and pick up. There's no public transportation out that way. Well, at least we could touch them a little bit.
Options for All serves 1,400 people across the state. 300 of those folks are supported with jobs. Slot machines and poker tables are coming back to Las Vegas. Casinos will be allowed to reopen June 4th. Casinos across the Vegas Strip were shut down about 10 weeks ago in response to coronavirus. You will definitely see some changes in the reopening. Signs will remind guests to wash their hands and keep distance from one another. Dice will be disinfected between shooters, chips cleaned periodically, and card decks changed frequently. The number of players at tables will also be limited. That is going to do it for our nightly check-in. Have a good night.